Hey everybody! This week on Dooglass and Esperanza's Adventures, we are going to finish up the pump house. But before we get done with that, we have to finish the hidden bungalow, which is right behind me here. So you're going to see all that, and then we'll get the pump house project finished. And this is a twofer, 2 projects in 1 episode. So let's get right to it. We're Dooglass and Esperanza, and we decided to leave our lives in the U.S., sell almost everything we own, and move to Baja, California, sir, where we decided to start a resort in the magical town of Loreto, Mexico. Please come with us to follow our journey and live before you die. So we are getting started on the insulation on the wall here. And we got the first piece up here. And then we're going to go down this wall so we can get it done, so we can start to get the garage organized.
Yes, it's a disaster.
I've got something that makes this a lot easier, and that's a pneumatic nail gun. Boss Stitch. This thing is fantastic.
What's the name of it?
Boss Stitch is the Boss Stitch. Boss Stitch.
Huh.
Is the name of the company. And compared to doing staples with one that you got to pull the trigger and they go in half the way, this thing is fantastic. I've used it many times, and it's definitely worth the price to purchase one. I think they're probably about 125 bucks. And there it goes. Now we just got to finish all the rest of it.
Did you realize we're Twinkies today?
Hmm.
Except you don't have your safety mask on. But I have the same outfit and even Doug's pants. Because I don't want to get razor blades in my throat. I actually wore a mask. Somebody else didn't.
I'm not worried about stuff in my throat.
All right.
We are making really good, really fast progress here, you can see. But the one problem we have is that I framed this up 24-inch centers because it doesn't need to be strong. It isn't holding up a roof or anything like that. And I thought that I could get 23-inch wide insulation here to put in there. I cannot find it anywhere in Mexico, or at least in Baja. Even La Paz, Cabo, they don't have any. Only have the 15-inch wide. So we have to cut a strip for every bay to fill in where this doesn't meet. So we're cutting the strips here. You can see over here where we've already cut in the extra strip, and we'll get these all done. But this is like 10 minutes work, 15 minutes at the max, and we'll probably be done in another 10 minutes. So the whole wall all the way around, 20 minutes. So that's what having that stapler, that pneumatic stapler, really helps out. So I think the walls are basically done. Esperanza's filling up the last little cracks. And then all the rest of the outside walls are totally insulated, which will help us with heating and cooling, and also sound a little bit. So now I have to get up top and do all the ceiling insulation. All right, it is hot. Whoa, what are you doing?
I set this up here and it fell over and almost pushed the bottom of the...
You almost like knocked me off the ladder. Okay, now I'm still alive. I am hot. It's 87 degrees up here according to my thermometer. But got all of the ceiling insulated. And so now we are all insulated, and I had some extra, so double insulated over the bedroom. So it's R11 over all of it and R22 over the bedroom. So we're gonna have a pretty good insulation. Hopefully our bill for the air conditioner will be low, low, low. And now I'm gonna go rinse off because I hate doing insulation, and I'm done, and I'm itchy, and it's time to rinse this stuff off and get to doing something else more fun, which is anything than insulation. I wanted to point out something because we're just about done. Well, we're done doing insulation. Thank goodness.
Yes.
Esperanza was doing a lot of the work, cutting and helping put up, and probably she did more work than me. Anyways.
You're sweaty.
Well, that's because I was up there and it's hot.
Yeah.
But she went down because our guests needed some more toilet paper, and they pointed out that she had some beautiful pants on. Show us your pants.
These are my lovely Carhartts.
Look at that.
Not really. They're Doug's. I didn't have anything that insulation wouldn't go through, so I kind of...
They look really good on you.
Thanks.
I wear my Carhartts every day during the winter, and when it's cool enough. Once it gets hot, I'll switch to shorts, but definitely wouldn't do short insulation in shorts. That would be a bad idea. Yeah. But yeah, you look good in a Carhartts.
Babe.
We might have to get you some more.
No, I'm good.
We can get you some ladies' Carhartts. They have ladies' Carhartts.
Are they high-waisted?
I don't know. We'll have to go look.
No, I'm good.
So I showed you where we planted all those plants. Well, when we were doing that, I had to dig into a fire ant nest, and I was trying to keep digging this hole right in the middle of this fire ant nest, and they were going crazy, and I was trying to keep them off me, but one got up and bit me. That's almost 48 hours ago, and it's still right there. You can see it. Stings almost as bad as it did when I got it. And so that's something new that we had to get used to here because we didn't have fire ants in Oregon where we came from. So this is the third time I've been stung by fire ants, and it does not feel good, and it stings for 2 to 3 days afterwards, almost as bad as when you got stung, and it feels like a bad bee sting. So another PSA, don't dig into a fire ant's nest because you're playing with fire. The more you know. Esperanza and I are standing here in front of our new window.
Yay.
And our builder brought the window today, and our bed is all off because of the air conditioner. And by the way, I never know if I showed you this. I built this bed frame for the platform for the bed, and
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the bed at the perfect height that we wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
But they brought us this window. They're supposed to come in and put it in, but it's so easy to put it in that I just put it in myself. They still have to bring the screens and I think put a handle on it so we can lock it. But yeah, nice aluminum single pane window, but it's a nice solid frame and it's perfect.
It's our emergency egress. Is that what they call it?
Yes.
When you, like if we were in here and there's a fire out there, then we can go out this way. Yeah, perfect. Good job.
So yeah, we're all set. Now if we can get somebody today, they're supposed to be here already, but they're not here yet, to install our AC in here. And we're pretty much done with the hidden bungalow. 2 outlets left to put in, and that's almost it. Well, except for the ceiling in there, but I don't know when we're going to do that.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Putting wood up.
But we can do everything else without that. And we got our curtains, but we didn't get our curtain rods for in front of our closet, so.
Yeah, so we can't put up curtains. And we haven't decorated yet, so it doesn't look pretty yet.
Right. All right. We're going to get back to work and close the window.
Yes.
Because we have a window now in our bedroom. All right. We have air conditioning hooked up and working. It's nice and cool here in the bedroom. And I want to tell you, this is probably the biggest cost difference of anything I've ever seen in Mexico compared to the United States. And I say that because just last summer, I was up in Oregon and built a tiny house for one of my sons. And I was working on it, and we got a person to come in from an air conditioning place to put in basically this exact same mini split, a 1-ton mini split we were looking at. He suggested even a smaller than 1 ton, but he quoted $11,000 minimum. That's for the basic installation, and then $12,000 to $14,000 if we were going to put the compressor around the side a little bit, not directly like right outside on the wall, outside of the compressor. He said this was the cheapest you were ever going to find it in Oregon for a mini split. This mini split was just installed for 8,500 pesos. That is $500 right today by today's money. That's buying it and getting it installed. And it's a Mirage, which is one of the higher end brands here. It's cold only, but I could have got an inverter and got a one with a heater. We just didn't need it. Cold only, mini split, $500 installed. And I'll show you that this is not just a basic installation. 8,500 pesos included the bracket to hang it on the wall. We've got the mini split all wired up and out here running. And it included running this setup here. So the line set from the compressor comes all the way over, goes out through the wall here. So it's not what would be considered a stock configuration. And then the drains comes down here, goes around and goes out. So we got what would be considered definitely a non-standard installation, basic installation for $500 here in Mexico. And this would cost you probably $12,000 or $13,000 in the US to get the same AC unit installed. So, a lot of times people say, oh, it's no cheaper in Mexico, and some stuff is not cheaper. If it's something that comes from the US and is only brought in here for Americans or Canadians, you're going to pay a hefty price because they know they can get it, and they're bringing it in for you, so they charge a hefty price. But when it's something that everybody down here needs, air conditioning in the desert where it gets 100 degrees for 3 months out of the year, they are very, very inexpensive. And we are really happy to have it installed. One step closer to being done. Really, we just have a few other trim items left and we are done. So since our second attempt at lighting on the pufferfishvillas sign was another failure, the rope light that we got, which I'll show you here, is this rigid rope light stuff. It failed for 2 reasons. For one, the sticky tape that we tried to hold it on was not sufficient, especially anywhere curved, anywhere, it just came off the sticky tape. Secondly was that the rope light was defective. It would go on and off. I don't know what it was doing, but it was junky. And when I went back and read the reviews, turns out other people have had the same problem. So our solution, whoa, Esperanza is painting the backer board for our sign. And so here's our sign. We've pulled it off and we have it up here because we need it to mark everything. We've made this backer plate that's an inch less than the sign all the way around. This is going to go in back of the sign, but sandwiched between the sign and the pedestal that it bolts to. And this is a 1/2 inch plywood. This is going to allow us to use these nail-on clips like this, which will nail into the board, and they're just big enough for the LED, for the LED lighting to go underneath it. So that will give us a secure way to attach the lights to the sign all around the lettering and everything to give us consistent lighting without having to do something crazy and expensive. So Esperanza is doing a good job. This is plywood, so we have to get it painted very good. It doesn't rain a lot here, but it does rain, and plywood will delaminate eventually, and we want it to last a long time. So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do another coat.
So we're doing a bunch of coats on it and get it all sealed up. While Esperanza's working on that, I am working on the pump house project. And I've got the ditch all the way dug. I have pipes starting to put together. I'm short one piece of 1 1/4 inch pipe, so I have to go to the store and get that. I'm also working on the electrical. I have it all the way over to where the electrical is now. And then I have this box here, which is going to mount on the side of the pump house on the inside, and it'll give us shut off for the pump. And then I'll do the whip that's already on the pump down from the bottom of this down to the pump. So we're gonna keep working on this and get this pump house done so we can get the pump out here. All right, Esperanza, you just told me that you're doing something. So tell me what you're doing, because I was like, what is Esperanza doing over here?
This is gonna be our patio area out front here, out of our front door.
Here, let me get over here so you can show the patio area, and then
Here. And then we'll leave it open in front of the garage so you can get in and out and put the rhino in or whatever. So I'm gonna move all of our patio furniture over here.
and probably a lot of these plants
And
too.
plants, yeah, and make it look pretty.
Perfect.
Excited.
All right, so I am getting started on getting this rope light in here. And this is a LED rope light, and it's not very flexible, so it's kind of a pain to get in here, and I'm trying to figure out the best way. I would time lapse this whole thing so you could see me nailing these on, but I didn't turn the camera on, so you don't get to see it, but you can see the final result. Everything is nailed down with these little nails. It's looking pretty good, and we fit it. This is where the power comes in. So I think that's all good, and it'll line up. So now we're going to take this and the sign and go back down to the pedestal and get this thing mounted up. I'm getting started this morning to move the pump, and I already got the pump all disconnected. I tried to keep as much of the tubing as I can to reconnect. There's where the pump hooked up originally here, and I have the electrical disconnected so I can redo that. And now I'm going to move this pump and pressure tank out to the new pump house. All right, I have the pump totally wired, plumbed, and working. And so we've got it in here, power comes in. I've got a shut-off breaker here for the pump. Then that's wired in with liquid tight. All of the plumbing, you saw the ditch, it comes down around, it comes up through this floor here into the pump system. So this is the water being sucked up. This is the water going out, which goes back down, goes into the tank to pressurize it, the pressure tank, and also comes back out and goes to all the rest of the water. And then this is for doing the priming of the pump. So when you start up the pump, like after this, where all the pipes are dry, you have to fill all that suction pipe up with water all the way up, and the pump has to be full of water to make it work. And so what you do is you take off this cap, open up this valve, and then you pour water in here until you fill that whole pipe going all the way down to the cistern up, all the way up into the pump, and fill the pump up. Takes quite a while. It took me quite a bit of water, but I got it all primed. And then this is just a drain. So when you're priming it, you can open it up and let air out of the top of the pump, and it'll spray out there outside. So this is all good to go. The pump is working, and it is virtually silent in our bedroom. I was testing it, and I literally had the pump go on, and the only reason I knew it went on is because I saw the lights flick when the pump went on, so you could not hear it at all. So next order of business is going to be to put plywood sheeting on this little shed we've got here. And that's really important because if we don't, the pump's right out in the sun, and that's got a tank with 19 gallons of water in it, and that's going to get very hot. Also, if you left it out here for a long time, the PVC pipe would get brittle because of the sun. I've got all the sheathing on the pump house, and now I put a little latch on here around the corner so that I could latch the door, and there we go, all inside. Now this side's gonna stay open because it's close enough, and with all the roof and everything, it's gonna keep the sun out of here, so you're not gonna get sun on the equipment, and that's what I really don't want. And I was worried if I close this all the way in, it's gonna create a hot box effect, and the pump's gonna get really hot during this hot summer months. So I wanted to be some air to be able to get in here and circulate around the pump to cool it off, but no direct sun on it. So leave that side open, everything's all good. Now I just have to put the roof on, so I'm gonna cut the roof panels next. All right, I got my sheet roofing cut out, and this is actually a piece of roofing that got taken off of our main roof because it was bent, but I don't throw anything away, so I saved it out here in my yard, and it worked out perfect because now I can use it for the top of the pump house. So now I just have to get it up there, get it bolted in, and this project is done, except maybe for some paint, but I don't think I'm gonna paint today, but maybe, we'll see. So exciting because I can put another one on the done list. The pump house project is complete, and this is really cool. It gives me a nice place to store all my outdoor garden tools, a little shed. I got an extra hose in here and our pump, and you cannot hear this inside. So it worked out exactly like I planned. Got a roof on the top. Don't know about painting it, might just leave wood. I'll think about it. Maybe that'll be another day, because this one is done. Thanks everybody for watching this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We are going to have a final walkthrough of the hidden bungalow once it's totally done. All the little final touches are complete. So that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then we've got a lot of little mini projects here that we've got to get finished. And we're going to show you some more around Loreto. So stay tuned. Hit the like button if you haven't. Don't forget to subscribe. And never forget to live before you die.